So the reason why I wanted to put this group together is some of you are users, most of you are users. Some of you are thinking about signing up and getting it, and then some of you have been helping me out since I've started, and a lot of you I've known for a long time. So I want this more to be of a back and forth conversation. And ultimately, the end goal of for the next 20, 30, 40 minutes is let's find out what we really need for tax season and what can we do to make Conecta do that. So, right, do we want workflows? Do we want like better calendars? Do we want a better payment systems? So that's kind of what I want you to start thinking about. And a question for everybody is just what are your thoughts for this upcoming tax season? Are you excited for it? Are you not? And what are some of the challenges that you already think you're going to be facing?
I want to start, by saying that one of the things that we may need is a scanner. I know we were talking about, how to move information back and forth, how to produce this information into Conecta. Because ultimately what we want to do is we want to assign everybody as a user access to the platform in the office where you can tell your receptionist, you can go into the platform and get a copy of a tax return or print a W-2 or print, documents, supporting documents. So how to make sure that that information is legible, that is clear, is by using the right tool. We spoke to an IT person. He's gonna send us some specs. The price will be anywhere between $400 to $500. So, and this scanner will provide the service or the purpose that we need. I don't know if you guys all agree on getting a system in place. It will provide information and you just acquire it. I don't know if Alberto, you have something to say with that.
Yeah, so Ernie and I have been talking a lot about documents, and right, it's tax season, so there's going to be a lot of documents going around. And one of the challenges that we've seen is it's busy during tax season, and people might not really care about how they're scanning documents, or if you've already used something with the client portal, people take a picture of it with their phone, and then you can't really read it. And we want to figure out a way on how to get high quality documents uploaded so that we could send them anywhere. And since this is a more of a conversation too, like, has anybody else been through that where you might think you have your documents all nice and organized, and when you go and open them, you can't even read them?
So, Alberto, one of the problems that you're going to have, an eternal problem, is controlling your client's behavior. So when it comes to documents, the first thing that everyone should do is have a system in place, right? So what is a system in place? Is sending some direction to the client. In our case, we use something called CAM scanner. Do not upload anything which is photograph itself. You need to scan it. Use this app called CAM scanner. Now, that's easier for clients, right? Because if you're giving them some directions up front, and you get to treat every client same, regardless of what happens. And as long as when you're doing onboarding or you're asking any type of documents, you need to make sure they're something which you can read. If you go ahead and if you don't give them any upfront directions, like CAM scanner is a good example, and they upload anything, it's for your employees now. Now they have to do double job. They'll still have to tell them, hey, use the CAM scanner, but that's one recommendation which is going to get rid of 70 to 80% of the headaches that you have to deal with, where the documents that you are getting is not legitimate, or it's not able to read properly. I hope that helps.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
That will be something when the clients are sending information to us, but in the office, we can control.
So if a client is doing anything with the portal, you want to upload their documents, right? Or they can always upload the document. And if they
Okay.
are uploading the document, you don't want to take something which is not going to be easily readable by you. So in order, before even you get the document, it's a little bit training those clients. So your
Okay.
staff should have these tools, right? One of them is Cam Scanner. Oh, you're sending us document? Excellent. Use Cam Scanner if you don't have PDF. That's a good way to make sure that if they are taking a picture, they don't take the picture, they actually take the picture, put it through Cam Scanner, and then they send it to you.
Oh, okay. Very good. I gotta
If they are
try the
coming
tools.
in the and if they are coming in the office, remember there is a lot of security protocols that you as a tax professional have to have, where you don't want to give every employee something different. So if you have an office scanner, that's one thing that can help.
Exactly. Yeah, we were thinking more in that direction, having an office and a scanner that is good quality that could provide good documents.
I just Raven. Maybe I don't have like the amount of clients that you guys have, but I just Raven. For the clients that they come to my office, so what I do is I first scan the documents to my OneDrive, and then I have it there. So because I'm at like more like virtual office, digital office, because I don't have like files, cabinet files. So I use Raven, and it's a very good option to scan the documents. So it goes to your OneDrive. And for the clients that they didn't come, so I was using TaxDom. So TaxDom has an app and it has a scanner. So they just open up the app and then scan the document and upload it to the portal.
and that's a good point, Enrique. OneDrive and Google Drive. I know talking to a few of you, you've shown me your Google Drives and your OneDrives, and some of them are super organized, like honest. Um, so
I
like
love to be organized.
would is that something that we should focus on Conecta too, on being able to somehow connect to OneDrive and Google Drive? Or is it kind of worthless having two file storages? And you don't have to answer anything, but these are the kind of questions that I want feedback on, right? Is it something worth pursuing or not really?
Well, you always want backups, right? So what happens if the AWS goes down again, right? So usually the Google Drive would be like the backup, but that would be something, the integration on having another tool or that scanner tool would be ideal. I have noticed that clients that submit like document or like the pictures via Textlet and you can't read it, if you use an app that Sam mentioned, like an OCR, like Cam Scanner, we use TurboScan, it actually reads it and makes it more legible. So it just depends on like style, right? If you convert like a picture into an OCR, it probably reads it for you, even though it's blurry. It will actually take the source of the image, which is kind of neat.
Oh, OCR. Okay. OCR, Enrique, can you explain what that is a little bit to everybody else?
I don't know the acronym to it, but
Mhm.
I know it's like the conversion from picture to PDF, and it makes like the text more recognizable. So like it converts it into like a readable text. And so that cam scanner that Sam uses does it really well. We use an app on our phone that's called TurboScan. It's almost like the simpler version of it. And obviously, if you can't read it, like 99% of the pictures that are eligible or that you can't see, usually those scanners will actually make it more visible. Like it makes the words darker.
Oh.
And then so about 99 or like 90% of the images become readable instead of having to go back to the client and say, hey, this picture you can't see, can you send it again?
Huh. Okay, OCR. And while we're here talking about documents, again, so I want this to be a conversation back and forth. What do we need? And when we get to a certain topic, I'll show what we have right now and how it works, so we could think of improvements. And the way that the documents work right now is when you're inside, on the inbox on the left, and then all your clients load up in here. We have a documents button. You're able to view all the documents, which ones you've sent to that client, which ones that client has sent you, what you've requested from that client, and then any drafts that you might have in here, and then templates. Templates might be like if you have organizers that you just want to send out super quick and not have to upload all the time. And how you upload, there's an upload button, and then you click it, it opens up your computer files, and then it uploads it like that. And also transparency, and so everybody knows. Enrique brought up AWS, that's the Amazon like servers that they have, and that's where all these documents live. So it's super secure, follows those IRS guidelines. Right now, I'm in my personal emails account, so nobody else that's not in this account could see those or any of these other clients. And yeah, so we were talking about different scanners, OCR, and having it on the app. Now, something else other than documents, what's another pain point, another challenge, something else that might cause some headaches during tax season?
I know that you have brought up the option of emailing, which you just discussed, but the testing is also something that we may want to look at, that option of being able to text the client.
Texting just like messages, texting documents, texting, or just
I would say
texting over?
messages and maybe promotional items, and maybe if in a happy birthday would be nice. Something along the lines of a reminder about their appointment. I think that would probably be.
So, and that's a good point, Ernie. But okay, you signed up pretty early with me, and you are able to send text messages. Now, what I've learned is there's just so many things in here that we forget. So you are able to send text messages that key on the contacts page. Same thing, you could check whoever you want and then send a text message out. Now, for text messages, it's using Twilio. So if you already have an online VoIP number, we could port it over, we could move it over. If not, then this is who we'll sign up with. And like WhatsApp, right? A lot of us use WhatsApp también. So Twilio also has a WhatsApp integration we're gonna start building.
Excellent.
And yeah, and then while we're sending emails and text messages from here, maybe you want to change the email that gets sent out. And it's in the settings, again, communication, and this is your sender email. So this is the email that's gonna go out from the platform. So if you don't want it to have your name, you could put info or put somebody else's name. But right now, this is where you go and edit whatever email goes out of the platform.
Alberto, something he mentioned, I think it's number one for me, right, is birthday calls or texts. Now, as far as the marketing is concerned, this tool is also integrating a lot of marketing in it. I think that is amazing positive side to it. And in order to get ahead, do we have a way right now as to creating a database on dependent birthdays also? Or is that something you can integrate as add-on? So as soon as you close, or as soon as at some point during that, collections, we can have that already handled. Because if you can give that ability even for my employees to write down, this is dependent, this is their birth date, that would really help.
Okay, so a way to have birthdays, not
Yeah,
just
it's
the
just, it has
content,
to
but
be a
for
manual
dependents
process. I
or
get that.
spouses.
Right, because it will be a manual
Mhm.
process. But again, if I have the clients in intakes and I know who the dependents are, and I have their birth dates, I don't need the social security number for marketing. But as soon as I have their birth date, it changes a lot. It becomes super easy for us to focus on that one specific marketing tool, which I think is number one, right? You text anyone's kid's birthday or you do any of that, nothing is better than that.
Yeah, one of the things that I have find is that the number one tool for the success of any of us is the interactions. When you multiply the number of interactions that you have with your client, that's when the client becomes more familiar, more loyal to you. So, being able to do the taxes, the bookkeeping, the payroll, being the person that do translations when they need it, make a copy of this document. The number of interactions that they have with you during the year, that's gonna give you that wow, I'm gonna go to Ernie for anything before I think about anybody else. So being able to send a message about their birthday, about an appointment reminder, those are great tools to continue developing that interaction.
Okay, interactions, that's a good one. Anna, Claudia, do you have a comment or a question? Yeah, go ahead and unmute yourself. Yeah, whoever wants to go first.
Gracias. Pues estaba mirando lo que están hablando de la plataforma y uno de los requerimientos cuando empiezan los workflows, por ejemplo, es de poder. I'm sorry, in Spanish or in English?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I just realized.
Whatever.
English or Spanish?
No, de verdad,
English,
whatever.
or you can
Whatever
do
you are
Spanish.
comfortable with.
Oh, okay, I'm so sorry. I was texting it in Spanish or my brain. All right, so one of the problems with the workflows or that I have found out in my practice is once that we start the process, the communication with the customers, like to let them know what documents we are missing, to continue that communication and be able to get kind of like instant information. I know you guys mentioned right now about text messaging. That's something that we really need to be able to get in contact with the customers, kind of like fast, instead of waiting for getting emails back and lost communication, or be able to lose track of what we need for the customer. But something that I found out is the problem with communication through text message. And sometimes my customers send me documents through text message, and I say, no, you cannot do that. Try to go through the portal. I try to educate them to go through the regular process, but we still getting through that problem to getting documents through text message, or don't answer the text message, or don't be able to get a great communication with that.
Okay. Well, that's a good question for everybody. How can we improve communication with our clients? Everybody does
One
emails.
one thing that I wanted to mention, which is great what she mentioned about the text message. Is there any way that we can take the text message document that are sent to us and upload it into Conecta right from the phone, or it will have to be an email sent to us, and then from there, I mean, that may solve.
So that's a good question, Ernie. and this is what I've been telling everybody. So this software, it's not a white label. It's not a copy of anything. I built it from the ground up. Entonces, anything is possible. And if we get a lot of requests for the same thing, you know, we'll make it happen. And yeah, and if the clients and the customers keep sending documents through the phone, let's change our way of working and let's change the software because the clients are not going to change. And
What I
yeah,
like
and then
about the Conecta, because I have been practicing in the system and the CRM, is that when you request document for a client, you receive an email that says upload the document. That will be a good idea, like if you request the document to their phone so that they can like take a picture and upload it to the text message.
okay. So more phone reminders and more
No, I think what
phone.
he's trying to say is that you send a link right to the text message, that the text message has that link to upload,
Yes,
and it goes directly
to the
into
Conecta,
Conecta.
to our part, I mean to our business part.
Yeah, to their login portal, wherever it is.
Yeah, but it will have to be really specific, where the link is sent with the name of the client, so Conecta will recognize that that document will go into that client's file instead of just anywhere. Does that make sense? That you send in a link specifically to that client?
Well, that may work if there is a mapping of the folder, but that would be a
Exactly.
good idea, right?
And then we're
And,
gonna
and as far
have
as
the
the
phone
link is
number linked to the
concerned,
account.
for Claudia, again, it goes back to customer behavior. Because if they're sending you anything over text, you know you're not able to control them. You can send them a link, but please be human, use some humor and say 10 push-ups next time you do something like this. I mean, you get to laugh it out, but that will make them understand that you are very serious. And again, it's a behavior that you want to change from that client. And again, there are some clients who are just used to doing that. You have to say it's a security problem and this is a link. And next time you do that, 10 push-ups. I mean, put some human humor in it. I'm sure that you will see a lot better interaction.
One of the things that I want Alberto to know, I try one other CMR service. The thing I didn't like about that, and I go through this, is it don't communicate specifically with my calendar to communicate with the customers. But it did have in the trial that I did, it did have the option to communicate from the portal, the customer account. I send either an email or a chat. It goes straight to the customer and the customer receive it in the app, and they was able to take a picture from the phone and send it straight to me to my secure portal because it was connected through that site. I don't know if I was clear explaining that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I now that you cleared that up, that's great. But the
Yes,
one thing
but
to keep sensitive is the fact, and I apologize, Claude, I think I took the word. One thing to be sensitive about is a lot of these client construction workers have been said that sometimes they don't have a computer, that they manage their business mostly from their phone. So being able to provide multiple options, it will always be in our best interest. Sorry, Claudia.
right. No, you are right with that. So that's one of the things they mentioned in that trial they did. They have an app, so they will receive information in the phone. They'll be able to take the picture with the phone. And it's kind of like text message, but it's not through text. It will be like they're texting, but it's through the app. So it's directly connected with and also with the security requirements, not just sending directly to my phone number, but directly through the app. So it will be encrypted and secure document transaction, even if you take the picture from your phone. Now, the problem they did have is they didn't have the connection with like my calendar, and if it's something go through there and I don't schedule, then I'm gonna be lost. So it was a piece that was missing in the whole workflows, and then it get lost through the process. And then that is the part that I think we will need to have more control to be able to receive. And that's why I didn't use that. I didn't continue using that because it's always something that was missing there in that part, connecting with the customer and the communication, connecting with the calendars, connecting with the appointments for reviews or receiving communication back from the customers. But I do remember that app had that option to get communicated with the app and the customer be able to take pictures from the phone directly, and it goes straight to my customer portal. I just want to bring that up since we're trying to see ways to improve Conecta, getting that tools as well.
The, so a couple good points there. The way it works is you're able to send it through email or text message, the links for them to log in. I think it was Enrique that spoke about uploads and yeah, about requesting. And yeah, okay, yeah, so you're right. So yeah, and that's something, yeah, everybody does phones and text messages, so we could add an option there. So how it works when it sends them a link for their portal, it uses something called a magic link, and that's a secure link that only works for 10 minutes, and that link is directly connected to that client's folder, a secure folder. Because I think Sam brought that up about just connecting it to the folders. So they got that email, they click it, and then yeah, they're here in their portal. So I guess it's just making this part be mobile friendly.
Awesome.
Okay. So we spoke about documents, scanners, communication, a lot of it to do with text messages. Anna, you have something you want to say? You have your hand up.
Yes, I think your guys went a little bit too fast for me, but I have a couple of things. I'm going back to the printer. When it comes in my office, I have a multifunctional brother printer that I used. And the way I handle it with my clients is I until today, and it's been 5 years, I have not getting a negative response from a client when I gave them my intake forms. So in the meantime, my client is completing the intake forms. I'm scanning the documents onto my drive. And when I'm done with the taxes, I gave them back all their original documents. And I have a special sheet that I put on top of their documents, original documents, and I tell them, if you lose this file, you're losing your original documents. All I have is copies of it, and they're not physical copies. It's just on my drive. So that's how I do it, and I use a software. One of my IT guys uh, set it up. It's Control Center 4. That's the application that he put it into the system, so I can scan it directly from my computer, and it's clear and visible. So that's going back to the printer, and then going back to the drive. I don't know if it's possible, but since we have on Conecta that we can connect the Google account, so we can have appointments and all that. Could we have that also for the drive? So everything we have, it can go up onto our own drive from our own account. I don't know if it's possible, but I'll leave that up to you. And also you talk about the emails. I think it was Sam who mentioned something about email for dependents and spouses that we might be able to add on to the list that we have, and it'll be really good to have it so we can remind our clients that we do care about the family, that we do care about them as a family client, not just them as clients. And the other one, it'll be I think it was Ernie who mentioned about the appointment reminders and reminders on anything, like if we have a special holiday, or if we have a special discount for any kind of services, because right now we're in the good time to offer discounts for a client who hasn't done bookkeeping for the last year or 2 years, and it's brand new, doesn't have any information. So it'll be good because by the time we have tax season again, we're going to be up to date with that particular client, and that will be good. So that's another thing. Also, if it's possible, and this is the last one, to have more than one section, to have more than one phone number. Because sometimes we have a client, and normally we have just the name of the taxpayer, but if we have a married filing jointly, then we only gonna have space for one phone number. So if it's possible to have, if we could add the spouse and add that phone number for the spouse, or have the same client and within the same client list have the spouse and their dependents, or have the spouse and another phone number. I don't know if that will be possible, but that's just me throwing things on you. I'm sorry. But that's what I would like to see in the future. And that's it. I'm done.
I think the
If
idea
I'll
of
just,
yeah,
Alberto, if I just may add something I heard, Anna, it kind of, Anna, you're on the right path. But if for the spouse, we can accept the email, I get that. But if we are going to accept emails and additional details on the dependents, again, that may add more confusion because you may end up sending bookkeeping, the marketing to